got one more install. I promise you this will be the last install video. We're getting close to riding time. Next video should be some kind of ride, I hope. We just got 7 inches of snow today, so we're a little ways from spring yet, but it's nearing the end of March here, so hopefully we can get going. We've got the Ricochet aluminum skid plate set, 8-piece set. We're going to be putting that on the XMR 850. So we got to get under this thing and remove all the old plastic, the front here and all the way down. So the 10 mil, so you need a 10 mil wrench, 10 mil socket. Let's see if we can get them off. Alright, there's the nut and bolt that are holding it on. Like I said, 10 mil. So we'll go around and we'll do all those. Yeah, there seems to be a bolt in the middle here. So there'll be 3 across the back, and alright, that's the back that's loose. Have to get that bolt out later. Now we got to move ahead. So this middle bolt, there's a nut on top, but there's no room to get at it. That hole there, right there, you got to be a contortionist to get up into that. There's a little space up there, and try and hold a wrench in there and dislocate your shoulder a few times, but I got her. So okay, the 2 front ones are Torx T40, and I think there's a nut in there. There's a lot of dirt in there, but I think there's a nut in there. There we go. Okay, this is the factory skid plate. You can see it's taken some good hits, but so there's 2 bolts up here, 1 bolt here, 1 bolt there, 1 bolt there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And then this front plate goes up behind the fair lead right up to the fender, so that stays in, and the aluminum one is going to go over top. I'm going to use the bottom holes that line up with the other ones, and then these holes up here we have to drill and put mounting plates behind and bolts through there. Alright, now I got to remove the axle guard there. There's it's clipped on the front, and there's just 1 bolt back there. You can see the nut, so they're pretty straightforward to remove. Okay, so this bolt here is a T30 head. Oh. Okay, these back 2 plastic axle boot covers got to come off, and they're T27 head and a 10 mil nut. I'll remove those, and then we'll be ready for some aluminum to go on. So these are the instructions they give you. Tells you the bolt numbers, which number, and then all these are numbered. So you get packages of different bolts, what you need. Alright, according to the instructions, the center plate right here is going to go on first. These brackets are going to get sandwiched on these two cross pieces, and then that center plate there is going to be put up. And just to let you know, I'm doing this the hard way, because they say the easy way is to stand this ATV on end, but right now I have nobody to help me lift this thing up and stand it on end, so it's getting done on my back. Alright, so this plate with the welded nuts and the rib nuts on it is going to go in there. Until all the holes line up. 2 screws, 4mm Allen key. Those are going to go into the rib nuts. And I got to get this lined up so that the other 2 bolts will be able to go in here and hold the plate up. So we'll just put them in there temporary. Make sure it's lined up. And then you got to tighten up the 2 center ones. So now we got to do the next frame, and then we'll be able to put the first skid plate on, and then the bolts, 2 long bolts, go in the ends on the footwell. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Pretty heavy plate. I put anti-seats on these bolts. Not too bad. I'll leave this a little loose so I can get the 2 bolts on each side in. These are the wheel well, footwell bolts. Go in from underneath. And they kind of stick up, but I guess it's not going to affect too much. Got a nylock nut. That's the center plate. I'll finish that off and get another one. Install the rear skid now. Oop. There's brackets, little bolts, and these will go over the frame like that. Should be fun. And once again, putting anti-seize on the bolts. There we go. Alright, those are tight. I just got to get a wrench to tighten the back here. I can see where this plate's going to make a few things more difficult. Getting the... fell off. Getting the rear diff oil changed. Kind of in the way for the bottom bolt. Doing the transmission fluid change. Let's take those bolts out of the wheel wells. Hopefully they come out easy after a few bashings. That's the rear plate on. And then after we'll have to do the rear axle guards on both sides, but we'll gotta take the wheels off to finish off those plastic covers and get at the new ones. But we're gonna move to the front and we'll do the front skid. Alright, we're working on the front plate here. Kind of the same as the back. Gotta position these, from the looks of it, right in there somewhere. And these ones we're going to leave all loose because the front piece that is on an angle is going to have to be fitted and a couple holes drilled for it. Now, this could be interesting because I can't get my head back there to see. Alright, I got those two bolts in the back part of this. Now, somehow, I have to line this up with these holes here. Get those bolts in there, keep them loose, and then this front plate's got to go up and drill two holes through and nuts on the back side, and then I can tighten all that up. Okay, for this front plate, which is going to go on here, the bolts got to go through 2 layers of aluminum and then the plastic and then the steel. So it says to use the 40 mil and then the 45 mil up here to go through those. We have to drill holes up there. Okay, it just barely grabs, so hopefully there's enough thread to tighten it. Now we're going to try the other one. Alright, after a little bit of struggle, we got those 2 bolts in. Now we got to drill holes there and there. 2 longer bolts. And we got to be able to reach inside and get the nut on. So that's the next step. Once again, bolt is very tight, very short. Alright, we got the bolts in, now I can tighten these up. We got the 13 mil and the T40. Okay, now I can tighten the rest of the bolts on that front plate, and that's done. And once again, all the plates that have welded nuts onto them, they get oil or anti-seize. I have anti-seize, so I'm using that. I'm going to be putting on the axle guards now. That's these are. They go on something like that, and these pipe brackets, we'll be hanging them on. Alright, we're going to go on like that. These brackets got to go over these holes. 4 of them. So these curved brackets will fit on like that. If we can get one started, then The rush shouldn't be too bad. All right, that's on. See if I get a better view here. That's what it looks like from the top. It's just onto the A-arm. All right, you can see we got her jacked up now. Tires are off. Now we should be able to get in here. Get this last bolt out. And there is the rear axle boot guard out. Okay. The new rear ones go right under like that. The two old bolt holes give you two brand new bolts and one clamp for up front. Okay, the bottom bolt is the T27 and the 10 mil again. Hopefully you can see this. My light burnt out again. And that's the rear. We'll get the other one done, put the wheels back on, and it'll be all installed.